Hey, thank you for tuning in to the Perlinwood channel. My name is May. Today, got a short, quick message about this lunation, new moon in Libra, on October 21st, 2025, the day I'm recording. Okay, and this is gonna be a quicker one because in the past, my lunation vibe sessions have been quick. I mean, they have been the opposite of quick. So I'm gonna leave this one quick and just stick to the theme. Um, yeah. So before I even tap into the cards, the energy has felt like a reset. I don't know. So I don't know what that means for you guys out there, but we are just getting the opportunity to restore balance in the areas of our life that we either consciously or unconsciously allow to get out of balance. Okay, and this new moon is at 28 degrees Libra. Okay, 28 degrees is according to degree theory, a Cancerian degree. So there is an undertone of nurturing. Okay, an undertone of nourishment, nurturance, um, and just the soul in general. One thing that I recently read and recently remembered is the fact that in esoteric astrology, Cancer is ruled by Neptune instead of the moon. And that was such a resonant thing for me. It made me feel better for some reason. And the reason that I came up with is the fact that our moon, is such a new entity that I was just curious to know what was considered the ruler of Cancer before the moon. It's really that simple. So, as we all know, Neptune, the modern ruler of Pisces, and it's a generational planet. Okay. Neptune is still retrograde, and it has finally retrograded back into the sign of Pisces. So, back in its home sign, the moon is at a Cancerian degree. Cancer is esoterically ruled by Neptune. Cool. And of course, the new moons and full moons have to do with the way gravity affects water and things like that. I think that's a good place to get into the cards. Okay, especially talking about water, and because the Libran energy came out as part of the theme for this new moon cycle, which makes sense. Libra is the sign ruled by Venus. Libra is the masculine temple of Venus, whereas Taurus is the feminine temple. So Libra deals with the form and the structure of things beautiful, things that flow. Okay, and Venus is associated with the endocrine system and the endocrine system. Did I just say that twice? The endocrine system and the kidneys. I think I just said the endocrine system twice. That's so awkward. That's neither here or there. So, If you know anything about the endocrine system releases hormones throughout the bloodstream to help the body do what it needs to do throughout its many phases, especially growth and development, puberty, adolescence, and then into later adult life. So, right off the bat, this lunation is giving us a clean slate to, on a bodily level, treat our endocrine system better. Okay, and as far as a mental level, I would say learning how to be mindful to make sure that our relationships, which Libra is known to rule, seventh house, one-on-one relationships, so spouses, business partners, enemies, one-on-one relations, Libra, mindful about how our relationships are nourishing us. Okay. Stress has a very... I'm watching the trees flow in the wind. Stress has a very negative effect on the endocrine system, and as well as the kidneys. Okay, the kidneys help filter excess waste out of the bloodstream. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. The bloodstream, the life force stream. We are eliminating waste from our life force stream through this new moon in Libra at 28 degrees. Okay, and then to flow into the next, okay, we have Arnica, teacher. It's also known as Wolf's Bane, so you see this wolf over here. Then you see this lady creating elixirs. And the keyword is teacher, and the number is 33, the master teacher. Arnica, according to this deck, is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is exalted in Libra. And in astrology, an exaltation is where a sign is welcome and another is in a planet. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that the proper way. Okay, so meaning Saturn does well within the Libra framework. Saturn rules the bones and the teeth and, the structural foundation. And the endocrine system is I would say, a feminine foundation, a feminine structural foundation, because without it you're not really functioning well. It doesn't give you that adaptability throughout your phases of life as a human. Okay, so we're going to be learning about what it means to truly teach. Okay, I could give a little backstory. The simplest way to put it is I always kind of struggled with the authority of teachers and things, because when you're in public school, the K through 12 curriculum is very make sure our school keeps getting money focused instead of genuinely feeding the minds of the youth. So yeah, we're going to be learning about real teachers. Real teachers are very concerned with teaching the fundamentals and the foundation. And then I also wanted to speak on the wolf. The wolf, they know how to be in a pack and also be on their own. So I would say that also, again, when it comes to relationships, just reflect back to you the relationship you have with yourself. Okay? So a lot of learning through interactive reflections. a lot of teaching as well through interactive reflections. Okay. And bringing things into balance will require you to address inner blocks, like this other card says desire. Number 2, it is the fire element. Fire element has to do with your drive and intuitive spark, intuition, things like that. And we see these angel wings. Heart's true desire, gratitude, address inner blocks. Okay, so yes, when the scales start to do their thing of evening out and balancing out, it's important to be grateful for the opportunity. Or you raise the potential, you run the risk of allowing things to fester that are ready to go so things can be more balanced and harmonious. I don't have my guidebook, but I know that this card speaks about the beauty way. And the beauty way is a Native American concept. Okay. Keep the heart nourished and beautiful through your interactive reflections, also known as relationships. Because ultimately, we are all seeking fulfillment while we traverse together through time and space. This card says you don't need anyone's approval to pursue and fulfill your purpose. Embrace your unique journey and trust that it's leading you where you need to go. So, I'm feeling the need to say, if you have not been able to witness any, I guess, breakthroughs or manifestations or harmony or balance in your life, gratitude is the best attitude. That's not what I was going to say. Maybe it'll come back to me. Maybe it won't. So yes, if you've been struggling to get your life flowing in the way that you want it to flow, this is a good lunation. New moons are, people like to say, they're clean slates. We already had the full moon in Libra, and that wrapped up certain interactive reflections, whether within the self or outside of the self. So now we're getting a clean slate to plant better seeds and nurture the inner soul garden, so we can attract those individuals or those mindsets or those practices that nourish us. So yes, Saturn, the structure, Libra, the beautiful. Okay, fulfillment. You don't need anyone's approval to do what your heart desires, okay? Your body was given to you. It has no reason to lie to you other than, good old-fashioned conditioning we've all been through, right? What else have I been feeling? Because I would say that's as much as I can get from the cards. Saturn retrograde is over November 27th. So we are still traversing the Saturn retrograde. And Saturn is also retrograding through Pisces. So we are putting an end to relationships that don't allow for imaginative and intuitive flow. Okay? No more strategic relationships. No more relationships that are built off of lower desires, built off of just older paradigm structures when it comes to relationships. You know, we're not getting together to trauma bond no more. We're getting together to free our souls. Now give me the Beat Boys. And if y'all know that song, we're probably best friends. So yes, if you're still here, I'll share that my physical life has definitely been neglected throughout my journey of I don't know. I haven't known what to call it, but I guess just getting back closer to my soul. You know, I've just been on this journey of just, you know, trying to understand. And I've gotten so good at understanding that my life was starting to not look like my own there for a second. So your girl had to dial back. I've dialed back, and I'm actually really enjoying the process of reviving and revitalizing my physical life. You know, I'm finally finding the sweet spot of body movement that feels good, that but also strengthens and also accentuates, you know, my nice divine feminine physique. Do you hear me? Okay, I've definitely been enjoying creating elixirs that help my body and my mind and my soul just stay potent and stay sweet. So, wherever you are mindfully bringing balance back to your life, whether on the mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional level, you should be proud of yourself, for one. And May on the internet is rooting for you. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys. I'm working on a lot of things. So we can chat in the next video. I know I haven't really been making eye contact. Is that weird? I've just been trying to let the information flow and not get distracted by my face, because I make funny facial expressions. So yeah, that's me, and thank you for sharing this space with me. Peace.